Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're going to be playing a little bit more Jund. I switched some stuff around. It's the new season, so I definitely wanted to try out some cards that I wouldn't necessarily try out in the higher tiers because of uncertainty if they're good. Don't want to throw games away for free, obviously in ranked, because having a bad day on arena is sometimes a really bad day, but when you're having a good day, it's really good. So other than that, we put in 2 copies of this invasion, which actually felt really good all day. Although it is conditional, you can definitely see the downsides of it. We didn't really focus on attacking it very much at any point. But I also put in Unleash the Inferno as just like our big spot up removal card. A lot of people are playing things like Wedding Announcement, Shieldreds, and things of that nature. So we're able to kind of like pop a Planeswalker and then blow up one of those enchantments if able, or like an important artifact. So we'll see how well it performs today. Other than that, the only other red card in our mainly Golgari deck is the Descendant Dragon, which also came up pretty big in a lot of spots in our matches today. So we'll move into them, just see how they go. And if you like the content, please, for me, be sure to like and subscribe. Other than that, let's just get into it. Pass. Blue-black. Probably fairies if I had to give it a guess. Let's get a draw here. Celestis will be nice. Obviously be like Fairy Mastermind and things of that nature as well. Do we play around Make Disappear or do we not? I think we just barrel the Dread Knight in, and then if it resolves or they counter it and they do something next turn, we can just play a Tortoise after and try to ramp outside of their like Make Disappears and stuff. I assume this is getting countered. Yep. A Mastermind here. Land and pass. Well, let's draw another card if they'll allow us. You can Make Disappear. We'll just, of course, obviously pay for it. Try to slam it again. Quick Study. Draw 2 cards. All right. It could actually be Esper Control, but just be missing the white mana. A lot of times Quicken is, or not Quicken, but Quick Study is played in those style decks. Nothing here. We'll move to combat. We'll attack for 3. Force them to interact now if they want to. They do. Definitely gives them the mana to counter some stuff, but against this matchup, let's go ahead, slam the Celestis. Playing kind of around Make Disappear here. Then do this. Wow, they dissipate that and not Celestis. Okay. Mistlane drop from our opponent. We don't really need a Proving Ground now, but I'll keep it just a cycle, I suppose. Play a Mirix. And at this point, because we know that these are all spells because they missed a land drop, we're just going to pass and start making tokens. And they don't like that game plan at all, so they pick them up and leave. What goes first? We have like removal into Descendant Dragon here, so I kind of like that. White is a big white. Soldiers. Sure. And we got one of the regions we're playing, another region we're playing a little bit different colors here. So just green, black. Vanguard. Sure. Play Copperline here. I can just make them sack if I want to, but I'd rather spot removal here, so we'll pass one more turn here. Could cut down the officer, reduce the damage a little bit, but if we remove Vanguard, it does the same amount of damage. Dahlia. Sure. I guess we should go for the throat to be a little more mana efficient. No, it doesn't like really matter. We hit for 2 more. Now it really does matter. We'll pass here. Both cut downs are active. Might not seem that way, but we also need to tap our mana efficiently, because I could see it just like tapping a black mana knowing that these are both 2 mana and it doesn't really matter. This is just a spot where with the auto tapper you should just be safer than sorry. Add a line it is. So black, green. They're tapped out. I didn't really pay that much attention, so it's a good thing we clicked the Thalia, to be honest with you. That line is going to come in. Be a nice little addition to the board. But we're going to play a Carnage, and we're going to play this, making them sack the Adeline. I know. Silly little card. I just kind of wanted to try it out. New season, so what a time to try a card out whenever I think it's playing enough to get the Mythic, so I got kicked to gold. You know, playing some spicy cards. Siege Veteran. Nice pickup. Graveyard Trespasser. Nice on our end. However, I mean, that's just like never good enough, is it? Like, honestly. I could just play a 4/4, but I kind of like playing Trespasser, eating some stuff. Because it gains life. I don't really care how big its veteran gets too much. Let's get Adeline out of there. Let's eat it up. These veteran, however, will be hard for us to deal with if we don't ever find removal. Now we need to find like 2 removal. I'd like to discard a card. Another Brutal Cathar. Sure. That tells me the last card in their hand's probably pretty decent. Get hit for 4. I'm gonna play this 4/4 here. Play this Dread Knight after. Worst case scenario, I'll brick wall the Brutal Cathar. Looks like I have another one though. Did you have 3? Oh, you just have 2 of those? Okay. You're putting a counter on Brutal Cathar? Are you attacking out here? No? Okay. Let's cycle this away. Don't really need it around. Hey, there's a card that's tough for them to interact with. I can tell you that much. So, if that's the case, this is 2 mana, gets a 1/1 until end of turn. I'm going to attack this here. Make a treasure. Also cast, but this is just strictly a backup creature pretty much at this point. And then we'll play a Glissa. Nothing entered the battlefield, but Glissa pretty much stalls the entire board right now. Oh, all different types of basics, huh? What's your plan? These also have first strike, so you can technically plus them. Make my Glissa really awkward. I'll most likely throw a Mosswood Dread Knight in front of one of them. Just so I can cycle it here. Then Glissa jumps in front of Brutal Cathar or Siege Veteran at any point. Sure. Send. This is the only attack. I think that's little soft. Definitely think you could throw both of them in front. They do have first strike. Pump it. Doesn't matter if you pump it or not. Sure. Really beginning of our end step, which is kind of cringe. But well, huh. That's an interesting situation, huh? Fob this. Oh boy, if they don't cast any spells though. Get blown out if they don't cast any spells. But let's at least make it hard, I guess. Play Liliana. I'm assuming I'm gonna lose my Descendant or my Glissa here. We know that this is flipping. We want them not, one, we want them not to put a counter on it, which isn't guaranteed. But 2, we need them to cast a spell for it not to flip back to nighttime. Need kind of a lot to go right. We can't really Virtue the Knight of Dawn's Light, because if we do, they can just pump it twice on either, or pump it once on the other one. So I let the smaller one go. Play this. Go to daytime. Honestly, because I feel like Glissa is just naturally the target, I'm going to attack with it. If you block with that, I will take it. Do? Mate, they both have... No. Don't block like that. What? We take the Brutal Cathars away because they could play the 3-drop that enters and returns a creature from the graveyard to play. Under 3 mana or less. I think it's 3 mana. It might just be 2 mana or less. But that gets bigger. We're killing now, I think. Ah, it would have failed too. Their Brutal Cathar would have went back to nighttime and Virtue would not have been able to do it. We needed a lot to go right for us, but opponent here made a slight error and we're probably going to get rewarded for it. Alright, looks like they finally chose to attack here. We already know what to do. I'm going to throw this in front. It's basically a free block every time, and it just keeps getting us cards. So instead of 4 damage, we'll take 1. This Graveyard Trespasser of ours is going to flip back over. We have a lot of damage pretty much on board already. Alright, nighttime it is. Let's play this. Let's go ahead and cycle this up. We actually have a really cool play next turn. Well, not really, because that... Well, no. Next turn... Yeah, next turn we have kind of a cool play. Can we do it? Or a mana short? Because of attack here? I mean, to be honest. Let's just attack up at this point. Eat more creatures for the same reason as we mentioned before. Plus, we'll make a treasure. For 1 mana short, I guess I could explain the play that I was talking about. I thought about if we had the mana to Virtue the Siege Veteran, so it would go down to 2 power, or power. And then we could have Gix commanded, and then destroy each creature with power 2 or less, which would have got the Siege Veteran. But then also make them sack a creature with the highest power, which would have got the other creature out of the way. But we're 1 mana short here because Descendant Dragon only makes 1 treasure. We're taking all the damage here. Well, I could make him sack 1 anyway, huh? Let's just play Dread Knight here. Let's keep us playing Entertainer, even though I'm not entirely sure if it'll matter. Just have a Glissa in there. We could bring back with Gix if we wanted. Back to daytime. They play another land. Yeah, that's just... I make the same block as before. And I would do the play just to demonstrate it, but it's definitely like a BM play, so I'll probably just end the game. It would take a lot for them to get lethal here, but... we make the block that we talked about. That happens. Now we'll just untap, fly through our turn, and just attack. Yep. Hey, I was trying, you know. I can't stop the triggers from happening. But it is what it is. Here we go first. And it's fine. We'll keep. And pass. Not really what we want to play against, I think. Maybe we don't care. Ah!
No more distractions.
Get rid of Go for the throat for now. I think this invasion might be better, especially if they play a Liliana. There's a Mirix. Okay. So confuzzled. What's here?
Drop it.
I never know what to discard in this spot. Maybe it's supposed to be Cottage. Hitting their hand. Path Apparel? Huh. Now we could be safe and we can just play this and pop this in case they play Invasion. Or I can just play Shieldred and that kind of shuts Invasion off. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense to me. Because now they have to Invasion, or they kill this, and then they won't have enough lands for Topiary Stomper to attack. We are kind of on the plan of holding this Liliana, I think. Although Leyline Binding is a very possible spell for them to play. Well, now we have Terra Sunder, I guess. Honestly, letting Tortoise go here. Another land. I don't think they'll have a haster. Got the invasion here to get this out of the way and then be ready to take out the cottage. No attack. I have no idea how I'm supposed to divide their mana up. I would assume it's put 3 Triomes and then their manland and the other stuff on the side. Or grab like the Deathglade and the Proving Grounds, put them on one side, and Spara's Cottage and the island on the other. But they don't have a way to deal with it. Either way, I'm making them sack 3 lands. Trying to set them behind and then put Azusa on the side I think is the worst. To kind of make it as even as possible. So hopefully they take the worst mana base, but try to keep the Azusa in play. A little weird. Not really sure. Cottage. I play Cottage again if they're a slower deck. Get our lands established. Well, not going to be able to... Yeah, I guess I play Dread Knight. Have a block anything if they try to play a haster here. Access, sure. What? Listen, not to make fun, but I feel like this is a weird combination of cards I'm looking at right now. So we do that. We hold back. I guess we should attack. I don't really want to block this. I guess we could block a haster. Kind of the idea. Like I said, I'm not blocking that. Like to not exile my Dread Knight. You want it gone, Mr. Sir. You're going to have to remove it yourself. I would assume that was a land. Sure. Not cool here. Find a Virtue. Let us play the invasion. Forget you. Mono popped out of there. And now I'll probably just attack you. Again, not super huge on hitting this. Rather just hit them for 3. I don't want to, unless I can one-shot that. And now they play the haster. Who would have thunk it? Haven't played a haster yet. Until this moment. So let us play the Cliffs. Let us cast Virtue. Let's pop this Squee out of the way. Then we'll play a Dread Knight. Again, I'm just going face. See 4 other cards in the bin. They only have exactly 4 in there. Oh, I keep finding myself in these matchups having like no cards in comparison to my opponents. Maybe we'll see them dump their hand here. Hopeless Nightmare coming at presumably an awkward time. 100% blocking that. I don't care if they have a buff or burn or bitter even. Or not take too much damage, and I'll take the cycle off this if available. They play Kaido. Opponent with the interesting deck, to say the least. If I go this, we find land, play Mosswood Dread Knight. We hold up, cut down, or do we not? I think I hold it up just in case they try to bring back the squee and we just hold double blockers back. It says Menace, which is kind of annoying. I'd love for them to go land, bring squee back, us cut down squee. Seem like the play. Okay. Sure. I might be done for tonight. We're getting a spicy list out tonight, and I'm not here for it. Yeah, so I played Jund previously. I made some additions to it, or subtractions, whatever, maybe. Mainly I added the Unleash the Inferno, which I've never casted yet. Today's video is right now sitting at 38 minutes. I've played a lot of matches. I also played matches earlier in the day, testing other things out. I never casted this once, so probably could just cut it. Most likely. Just a little unclear on the Unleash the Inferno. But this actually felt good all day. It's kind of as weird as it sounds. Every time I played this, I was like, yeah, it's a way to answer shielded or a creature, and it kind of depends. I mean, obviously, is Edict maybe at times better? Yeah, but most of the time you want to play this early, and that's kind of it. Outside of that, but it also, I don't know. It felt good. It felt fine. But it was also conditional, and it kind of made it feel fine, if you know what I'm saying. I just wanted to try it out. It's the beginning of a new season. I wanted to try out new cards, see how it goes. Only other thing is, probably right now, bump this to 2. As weird as that sounds, like I know our deck's pretty hard to cast, and we can kind of thin these type of costs out by maybe cutting this and just playing the Edict or something, and maybe another red card. Obviously, Golgari is probably the way to just go, but Unleash the Inferno probably could be taken out as well. I do like just having this card and kind of holding it around and being able to play with it a lot of times more than anything. It's kind of the only reason I really want to play Jund, outside of maybe Lord Windgrace. So other than that, I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it quits. It's really late where I am. I had to edit like 9 videos for the Apex Invitational to get them uploaded for the store today. I did not have that in my plan, but it is what it is. So we'll move on from there, and that's all from me. So I'll see you later in the next one. Hope you all enjoy it, and goodbye.